Welcome back, everyone. And today we're going to talk a little bit more about these electronics and how you can take them apart. A lot of this stuff I get right out of the garbage. You name it. Somebody threw this out the other day. It looks like one of those air pumps. I already checked it. It works very good. Electrical wires. Somebody didn't even open this and they threw it in the garbage. Tons of electronics. Light bulbs, LEDs, incandescent lamps, diodes, full bridge rectifiers, different types, capacitors, AC generators, DC motors, everything you can imagine, magnets, transformers, batteries, it's all there. And if you use your oxyhydrogen gas torch, you can get to these electronics very easily. Let me show you how I do it here. I'll go ahead and start up the reactor. And see, and everything is very cold right now, so it's going to run very low. And that's what I want. I want to run a very small flame. I don't need a lot of electrical power. See, I'll get these started up and I'll use my mini torch. You can see it's almost like a needle on the end there. You can see I get these beautiful heat sinks, power supplies, pulse width modulators. I'm going to take the MOSFETs off the back of this. I'm going to remove the capacitors. I'm going to go after some of these resistors and heat sinks, and I'm going to try to get this full bridge rectifier off the back there. There's a fuse, I might keep that. Some of it I'm going to throw right in the garbage. But see, I use simple tools to work on these electronics. There's nothing to it. Use a very small flame. Check this out. That flame's very hot. It goes way over here, so be careful. You cook your monitor. I'm going to keep that thing pointed away. But that's the size flame that I use right there, and you can work with that. It's very simple, very powerful. I can weld, cut steel very easily. Anything on this board, there's nothing to it. I can remove it. You want to do this outside. It stinks really bad. I got the windows open and the fan going. Make sure you work outside. The smell is horrendous. But we'll cover more. Turn this off. So we'll take a look at some more of these electronics. And this is all really simple physics, guys. Think about it. There's nothing to it. Some of these devices and these packages, we're just going to talk a little bit more about the motors today. It's all about getting the wheel turning. So I can spin this manually. Look, I got power coming in both ways. Both motors are making power. Got wires hooked up to this one. Got it connected to this one, and as I spin this one, power goes over to this one. I've got two separate fuel cells hooked up. So we'll run all that in a minute. I'm going to show you how you can power this sheeples home. We'll get everything running. We'll talk about these electromagnetic generators. That's what's important today. And how to get to these parts. Now I've got it down really simple where you don't need nothing but a solar panel and it's set up like this. And you'll be away from these non-renewable energies. Now these sheep won't have to do anything. They'll be able to sit at home with a solar panel. They can sit back and watch TV, internet porn. They can do bong rips. They can play these video games, whatever they want to do. They won't have to do anything because the energy will be coming in for free. No, they'll have so much energy that they'll have to get rid of it or share it with their neighbors. There'll be a limitless amount of power from the water. So we'll continue on here. It's just another short video to show you some of the electronics. So let's get this thing going. Let's get it going here. So we're going to be able to cook, weld, drive, and fly all in the same fuel. Think about it. Now these sheep will be able to go to Disneyland on the weekend. No, they're going to have it made. A couple of solar panels, a few DC turbines, and you got it made. Look. But if I have to, I'll park out front and make the gas myself. I'll make the gas myself. I can get my fat ass on the bicycle and just start spinning it. Fill up everybody's tank on the street. Now this is how it's going to be. Let's turn it on here. Get the power coming into the sheeples' home. An endless amount of electricity. An endless amount of gas. No, there'd be a surplus. There'd be energy left over. We'll be able to run a wire over to the neighbor's house, look, and make power for him too. Talk about salvaging parts from these electronic circuit boards that you get out of the garbage. See, these are priceless treasures, and we don't want this stuff to go in the garbage. We want to salvage everything we can. So we want to get our hands on that capacitor right there, that 200 volt capacitor. See, and I've already discharged it. I have my rubber 1000 volt pliers here, and I just went across the capacitor to make sure it was discharged. That's very important when you're taking apart these electrical boards. So you want to think about safety. You want to always have your earmuffs and your glasses and stuff and your eye protection. So I got my bubblers going right there. I'm just going to create a really small flame today. I'm going to show you how I desolder these parts. I'm going to show you how I salvage these parts. I'm going to save that capacitor, and I'm going to go after that bridge rectifier back there. I might take this toroid, maybe go after one of these resistors right here. You know, I'm trying to save some of the good parts that I use when I make HHO. So these are the wands that I use. We got a lot of different parts in here. This is the torch I'm using right now. I'm going to go ahead and light the end of it here. Got my bubblers going. And you see I'm going to save this aluminum heat sink right here. See, I can make a lot of hydrogen out of this. Throw that right in the muriatic acid. Make an endless amount of hydrogen with that. Quite a bit. That's why I save these parts. Everything's useful. Some of it I throw away, but I keep the good stuff. See, look in the back there. There's another bridge rectifier. It's kind of like this one over here. Let me go ahead and show you. Let's set this down so you can see it. All right. See, there's my oxyhydrogen flame, and what I do is I'll reach around the back here, and I'll start to heat these up and pull it off at the same time. See, I'll heat up the solder joints, You destroy these boards a little bit doing it, but it's easy to get these off of here. It's a little hard to do it on camera with one hand. See, it's undamaged. See, you just go after each part like that. You pick a part that you want, you start heating these up, and then you can just pull off the electrical part from the other side. Just some of the stuff I wanted to show. That's how I get to these boards. So I was able to remove that capacitor very easily. Just that very small flame. It's very hot. There's my capacitor. Salvaging electronics using my oxyhydrogen gas setup.